Hi everyone, welcome to this video guide on how to make your very own resin keychain using this DIY set. These are the items that are included in your DIY set. So as a start, I am going to label my measuring cups A and B. The A and B is for the different parts of the resin. A is for resin and B is the hardener. And I'm also adding little marks on the cup to indicate more clearly where the ml points are. So for this DIY set, we're going to use the Keychain silicone mold, and it would already be making little holes for you using the silicone extension that you'll see there. So before we start, get yourself gloved up. So the resin is basically slightly different from measurements of grams and millimeter. It's just to account for the slight difference in the different measurement units. So if you're measuring by grams, it's 3:1, but for here we're measuring by ml, so we're going to use 2.5:1. So in total for this first pour, I'm going to mix about 40 ml worth of resin. So that's 30 ml in A and 12 ml in B. You can see it's just adding a little bit more of B, which is hardener, to the mix. So the mixing will happen in a separate paper cup because we don't want to mix the amounts in the measuring cup, and then the chemical reaction will happen there. So to help you out, you can refer also to the last few minutes in this YouTube video for a chart in terms of how you can actually very quickly just measure the needed proportion. So once you start mixing, you'll see that it will go from a cloudy mixture to a clear mixture. If you're actually going to clean the measuring cups, it'll be best to use a kitchen towel to wipe them first before running them with soap and water. So this DIY set also comes with little plastic cups, which can help you mix different colors and play with different resin colors at the same time. So with one of the cup, I'm going to do a pure glitter resin mixture. And this sparkle is actually really gorgeous when you use it with resin. So this is the ink, and it's the white opaque one. And to open any of these little bottles, you just have to press it down and turn anti-clockwise. And then take a scissors to snip off part of the tip to use it. I'm going to divide the resin . For the first container, I'm gonna do a opaque pink. So I'm gonna add the red dye and then drop in the white dye to mix into a pink resin. So you can actually play with this. So if let's say you have a blue or green dye, the colored ones are the transparent ones, and you'll be getting a white opaque one along with this. So you can actually make pastel colors if you want to as well. So you can make your own adjustments. If you feel like it's not enough, add a little bit more dye, add a bit more white dye if you want to as well, until you get the kind of color that you like. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, there's a bit of a tip to the plastic cup, which is where you should pour, because it makes it a lot easier to actually pour from that tip. So for the first one, I'm going to do a half-half, which is pink and the glitter. Now, as you're pouring, make sure that you don't actually pour all the way to the top. The reason is because later on for this video, we're actually going to do another layer of resin over because we're going to add some text and font in it. So there's no need for me, at least for this one, to pour all the way to the top. It's very important for me to actually leave some space available. But if you don't want to do it, then you can by all means go ahead and just pour all the way to the top. So I'm trying out a marble effect here, which is me actually trying to drip some white drips directly in and just swirling it around. And then with the next container, I'm gonna do a transparent blue and I'm going to keep it as it is. Look at that color. So again, a half. So for this one, I wanted to be a bit more adventurous. So I decided that, hey, what happens if I did the mixing in the container as well? It didn't turn out quite that badly, but on hindsight, I would have probably mixed a little before I actually poured it in. So if you're adventurous enough, you can even try to do a 3 layered kind of pour. As you can see here, so there's pink, there's blue, and then there is the glitter as well. And basically you just keep going, you know, whatever variation you can think of, just express it and just try it out. Because resin is a lot about trial and error anyways. Just remember, don't pour all the way to the top. It's very important because if you pour it all the way to the top, there won't be any space left to do the second resin pour. So you can even marble the transparent ink resin if you want to. Or mix the glitter directly into the transparent ink and use it as a texture kind of resin as well. Okay, now once you are done, you can take the lighter that's in the DIY set and just very gently light the top of the resin mold. The reason we want to do this is because we want to actually remove any air bubbles that might be present. So once we're done, leave it to cure for about 12 hours. Alright, so once it's dried and it hardens, you'll see that this is a clearer idea of what I mean by not pouring all the way to the top. So there's still a bit of a space from the resin to the edge of the top. So just to make sure that there's some space left to do the next part. Now, if you don't want to leave any space, you can of course go ahead and just fill it all the way to the top and then leave it to cure and you'll have a very direct resin mold. But the reason why I want to keep some space there is because I actually want to add some letters onto the resin itself. So your DIY set also comes with these gold stickers. And all you have to do is just peel it and stick it down. So make sure that the surface area has already cured, which means that it's dry to a touch, it's not sticky before you actually do this next part. So at this stage, I'm also kind of planning which are the main keychain parts that would have the text. Not every one of them might have the space to hold text, so you might not want to do that. But for the larger pieces, you can definitely add some text if you want to. You can think of like adding surnames or nicknames or initials to these keychain holders. Alright, so once we're done with the sticking down, now we're gonna pour this time only just 15 to 6 ml, and I made a mistake, which is to use the larger measuring cup. So the DIY set will actually come with the smaller measuring cup that you can see at the top right hand corner. With this smaller measuring cup, you can do the same, which is to label them and then just pour 15 to 6 ml will do. You don't need that much resin for this part. So just pour a little bit more hardener, which is part B. So I'm using the stick to steady the pour, but basically we're going to pour a thin layer over the existing keychain, and this one should roughly touch the top. Now the other thing at this point is you don't want to over pour it as well, because you don't want to cover that little silicone stick that is protruding out of the different molds. And we want to leave some space, so I'm using the blade of my stick to kind of remove any excess resin. And if any resin gets onto the surface, you can actually use a Q-tip to just remove the resin that is there. So you can see that after leaving 12 hours for it to cure, you can still see the little silicone stick sticking out slightly, and that's really what we want, because we don't want an entire pour that goes all the way over the edge. So you should still be able to see some of the silicone stick coming out, and then just leave it. Make sure you leave it for at least 12 hours to cure. Alright, so once it has hardened, you can now peel it out, and if anything, I'm using a toothpick to kind of check the holes, but the toothpick might also help if, let's say, you did overdo it a little. The toothpick should be able to break the barrier if anything. So as a lesson learned, I think that actually for me, when I actually poured the white dye directly into, when I dripped the white dye directly into the to the resin, it didn't work as well, because it's kind of just sunk into the bottom of the resin. So what would have been a better way would actually have been to drip the white dye into the plastic containers first and swirl it a little before pouring it into the silicone mold. Alright, so now we're ready to assemble our keychains. And for this part, you will need the keychain rings, the jump rings. These are the jump rings that you see here, which is going to be your connectors, and basically the plier. So you're going to use the plier to pry open the jump ring a little, thread the jump ring through the keychain or through your resin, and then before you close it, thread it through the keychain holder, and then you can close it. And then you have your keychain. So with this process, you can actually, if you want to, add maybe 2 different parts to one keychain, and you can thread it just at maybe a higher spot. It doesn't have to be at the same spot. So I hope you see that this is actually a really simple process. It will take a little bit of patience, but the results can be really, really, really beautiful. So thank you so much for taking the time to watch this, and to support this channel, please like and subscribe. Thank you.